Go ahead.
Good evening, Austin and the world. Welcome to the Jeff Davis Show. And on my far right, we have Gary Johnson. And to my immediate right, the host and founder of the Jeff Davis Show, Jeff Davis. And to my immediate left, we have Mike Hansen.
Hello.
And we're going to start off. Thank you, Gary. By the way, let's start with you right off since the microphone's right there. Now you've got a nice little acting gig going on tomorrow. You're heading up to the Metroplex in Dallas. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, okay.
Whatever you think's appropriate.
Oh, okay. It's the title of it's ABC TV series GCB, and I believe I'll leave the full title out and just.
I'll tell him.
What is it? Is this another reality series?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a
But,
drama. It's a comedy. It's a drama.
Drama.
Okay.
And it's being filmed in Dallas, and Cachet Casting is doing, I guess, part or all of the casting, most of it. And
Do you know the director yet?
I don't.
You don't know the director yet.
I sure don't.
But you're one of a few, if not the only Austinite heading to the Metroplex in the morning for.
As far as I know,
GCB.
there's very few from Austin, if any. But
So it's an exclusive membership.
Well, what's GCB?
But this'll just you'll add this to your already impressive imdb.com, right?
yes, I'm looking forward to the shoot tomorrow.
You're closing in on 200 films, commercials, TV shows,
Yeah.
not counting all your the stuff you've done down here for this show all those years.
Yeah, I believe I started with you here in 2007. I believe.
About 4 years.
When we did that movie Chicken Foot.
That's right. That's where we met. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Gary said I think you told me that night you've been watching this show for many years.
Yeah, I did. When I first moved to Austin in '98, I was watching it.
Well, we started in 94.
About 95, 94, yeah, something like that. So tomorrow's another big deal. Go up to the Metroplex, Gary, and tear them up there.
I'm ready.
So you're going to do a show, but you're not going to list it in your resume?
Oh no, I'll.
Oh, no, he will. Although I got to say, while we're on that, I've been yelled at by my agent and others for doing what Gary does, posting these projects
Ahead of time.
No, I'll have to.
I'm a free agent.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
But, so that sounds exciting. Call time is when?
9:30.
9:30 call time.
You better start leaving about the time the show gets over.
Yeah.
And it's called Good what?
Good, bad, and ugly.
ABC launching. So good luck, Gary.
Well,
And
thank you,
go up
Jeff.
there and tear them up. Okay, now we're going to get into.
It's not John Bush.
Now we're going to get into. This has been told to me by Mr. Mike Hansen about what's been going on with him.
With the courts?
Yes.
I just want to talk about courts in general.
Well, let's
What I've been seeing lately, because I hadn't had a ticket in 15 years, believe it or not, and all of a sudden I got 3 of them in about a 6-month period. Two of them in 3 days. One of them I got
speeding?
Well, one of them you're fixing to see here. You can go to YouTube and see the whole thing. But they had a setup deal, a revenue generation setup operation. My brother's a cop. We're not ready for it yet. And I hear music. The setup was that they had a situation where it wasn't really kind of clear. You know, you'd stop here and then go right, and then you'd go left, and it really wasn't clear if you would stop, that you could just round the curve and look both ways and go. The stop sign was over here. And my brother said they've been doing this for 10 years. They make revenue generation off of it. It's out by where he lives, out in Southwest Austin. And I just happened to be going through there one day, never been through there in my life, and I got a ticket, and I went back and looked at it, and I seen they gave out 8 tickets in 10 minutes. And I said, something's wrong with this picture. And so I went back through it, and I could see where, people could be a little confused, and you might think this, and it's so much traffic there, and as trucks turning to the right, you might just go to the left, and you can see so far both ways. It's not like it's a dangerous situation, like there's a bunch of wrecks or something. You can see all the way down to your right and all the way down to your left. That's why I think it's so convincing for people just to go shoot on out. Why they can, because there's so much traffic. So
I'm sorry. What did you get a ticket for?
Running a stop sign.
Running a stop sign.
So what I did is I went to the county commissioner of the precinct, and they changed the whole intersection, and they marked it better. They put up a new stop sign. They made sure everybody knew where they were in the intersection. Now they can't give any more tickets out, so they're pissed that they can't give any more revenue generation ticket. But in the meantime, we're all stuck with these tickets, and I've been fighting it for almost 2 years now. And I had a pretty nice judge, and she retired. It's been so long that
I've got to ask you something, Mike. A lot of people watching or listening to this would say, why didn't you just pay the tickets?
Oh, I'm not paying no ticket. You know better than that. I'm going to fight it all the way to the because I think it's wrong for here. You can see on the piece, I confronted the cops. On.
Now, what's this piece we're fixing to say?
Where I went and confronted the cops about them giving out revenue generation. Instead of fixing the problem, instead of the cops saying, okay, we need to fix this problem, why sit there and give out tickets all day? Does that make sense to you, Gary? Why not just fix the problem like I did?
They fixed the problem, so it raises questions about the previous tickets.
No, not according to the judge. She don't give a damn.
Why'd they change the
But
intersection?
my whole point about this judge I have is I'm over in county court now. It wasn't justice of the peace, but I'm over in county court now. Of course, you got to take your belt off and your shoes and everything else before you go. You get up there. It's like a airport situation before you even get up to the courtroom. My whole thing is, why are they so afraid? Why are these judges so afraid? That the reason why they're so afraid is there's no justice being dealt in these courts.
I know that, yeah.
And every time I try to argue my point or do something like you said, Gary, somebody says, we're going to hook you up, Mr. Hansen. We're going to hook you up. And I said, what does that mean? Somebody kept saying, we're going to hook you up. They mean they're going to put you in jail. You can't even have due process in these courts anymore, I found out.
Yeah.
15 years.
Well, most of what they do is put people in prison for, pot and drug possession.
But like I told them, I'm really not afraid of it. The last time I got a ticket, I went to court 49 times. I ended up losing, but I wouldn't pay the ticket. They gave me a $600 fine, and I went and set it out. They only kept me like 24 hours, and I got out. When have you ever made $600 in 24 hours, Gary? Literally, I went in like at 4 o'clock, and they threw me out like at 3 o'clock in the morning.
So you're fighting
you're
fighting a speeding ticket plus
no. They dismissed the speeding ticket because let me tell you, folks, the same cops that you're fixing to see on this tape here gave me the ticket 3 days later for retaliation. So they did throw that one out. That was a different court, but I'm in this other lady's court now, and boy, I tell you, she is, can I say bitch on the air? I've never seen such
That's scary.
Huh?
That's the name of the show.
Well, I tell you what, this lady, you open your mouth to even try to defend yourself, and
is this Austin, or where's this
it's
at?
in Travis County Court.
Travis County Court.
And
you've been in the Wilco.
Literally,
you've been in the Wilco courtrooms. It's like Rome in there.
I've never been on trial there, but I've been there when other people's on trial.
Yeah, it's like Rome in there.
They cut their heads off.
We're talking about revenue, Jeff.
So what happened here, Jeff, is I got the ticket and I started studying the situation, so I went back to ask the cops some questions. Why don't they fix the intersection instead of just keep giving these revenue generation tickets out? And you'll see what happens here.
Okay.
It's about 2 minutes.
Let's go ahead and run that.
Do you have that,
the lovely Lorraine Denardis?
And she did get our computers running tonight.
Good. Lorraine, she'll be in here later on in the show. So I'm sure she's got something exciting to share with us. So, but for now, lovely.
No, that's not it, Lorraine. It's the first tape.
But that's it. That was a good one.
Well,
too,
we're going to talk about checkpoints later.
Yeah, we're going to talk about checkpoints. I don't know that. Do you know the specific? Is there specific legislation in the Texas legislature to implement checkpoints? Chris, do you know?
So.
Okay, well.
This is it right here, Jeff. Turn the sound up, because you'll need sound.
Fairly ornate, and are very similar to the X and stick patterns found on the porches of the government.
Okay.
There are several carving county buildings.
You got 2 things running at one time, tell her.
And this detailed scene.
Tell us you got 2 things running at one
This
time.
scene depicts a judge with
Turn the sound up. Here you go.
Art Deco designs under the windows and geometric shapes in the stone blocks are classic.
Why is there 2 things running?
The courthouse is built with limestone bricks, just like many buildings. You can see evidence
I
of
just seen a
shells
guy
and
run a
fossil
stop
remains
sign
in
just
stone.
now.
It's
The
believed
way it
that this
goes
area
like
was
that,
once the
sir,
location
you
of
can't
Dallas
see the
City.
stop sign when you're taking
The
a
Travis
left.
County Jail used to be located
that's
on the
the
upper floor of the
engineering
courthouse,
problem.
but it was moved to a new high-rise building next
Oh,
door
I'm
in the
gonna
late
I'm gonna call the
1990s.
county commissioners right
Inside
now.
the Travis County Courthouse,
I am,
you'll
but I
notice
mean
the
this
rather
is a
ornate
trap.
details in many
Is what it
places.
is. This is a trap
The courthouse
setup. Yes,
was
it is. Y'all know
rededicated in
about the problem.
2005 for permanent
You
area
know about the
suite.
problem.
The first black student
I have
admitted to the
freedom of
University
speech.
of
I have freedom of
Texas School
speech.
of Law.
I have
This
freedom of
courthouse
speech.
was the site of his
I have freedom
historic
of speech.
trial
You're
over race and
right
school
here at the
admissions.
country club. I mean, I can be here too with a video camera.
That's fine. Have a nice day.
I mean, y'all have a trap set up here, sir.
How is it a trap?
Because this stop sign, they think it's for this way. They don't think it's to take a left. It looks like you just round that curve right there.
Sir, what did you stop me? Sir, no, let me do it. Hey, sir, come here.
No, I'm not coming there. I don't have to.
I'm not going to attack you.
I don't know that.
Okay, why would you not think
I think I did stop.
that stop sign wouldn't apply to both
I have on videotape somebody did the same. He went around the curve right there. Did not stop just now, and you did not go after him. I have it on videotape just now.
Okay, what's your point?
I'm gonna call the county commissioners right now and tell them what y'all are doing out here. Can you give me your badge number and your badge number?
Deputy Gray.
Who?
Deputy Gray.
Deputy Gray?
Yep. Employee number 2020.
Does Hamilton know y'all are out here doing this?
Yes, he does.
Okay, why don't they fix the situation instead of y'all giving people tickets? Thank you, sir.
Sir, we can only spell stop.
I'm not against cop. My brother's a cop. He lives in this neighborhood. I'm just saying I'm not.
Be a little bit nicer to cops.
Oh, I'm nice to cops. I'm very nice to cops. But when you're doing a setup deal, which I call it a setup deal, it needs to inform the people, not give them tickets. Don't do revenue generation on us.
Sir, okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Fine, that's your opinion.
It's my opinion, and I do.
And everyone has one.
That's the beautiful thing about the United States.
That's right. And you know we have YouTube too. We also have YouTube. You know what YouTube is?
Put it on there.
Oh, I'm going to.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put it on YouTube because I just don't think it's right that you got a situation here. You admitted to me when I first came up that it was wrong, and it's an engineer problem. Yeah, I have it on videotape.
Sir, I'm just trying to appease you.
No.
Okay, because some people just need to be appeased.
Y'all two are sitting here waiting for somebody
There's a sign on the side of the road. There's
someone to
nothing else.
run that.
That's right, but it's an engineer. When you're turning left, I just looked at the situation with the video camera.
Okay.
When you're turning left, you can't. You don't. The stop sign's way over here. It looks like you need to round the curve. That's what it looks like. It's an engineering problem. And I'm going to inform the county. All I can do,
Don't make the law.
all I can do is, as a citizen, I need to inform the county commissioners, and I need to inform the the jury when I have my trials. All I can do. That's what America's all about. I'm not saying you're wrong or I'm wrong. I'm just saying that it's a problem here. And I don't believe it's right for y'all to give tickets out when you know there's a problem. The citizens need. Oh yeah, there's a problem. I'm letting you know as a citizen there's a problem here.
I've been working out here for 18 years.
Yeah, but if you don't know the neighborhood, sir, that's a problem.
You live right here.
No, I do not. I live in Gonzales, Texas.
Okay, your brother lives
My
here?
brother, I've never been down this road in my life.
Okay. Sir, it is clearly marked.
Yeah, but it's not marked if you're taking a left. It's only if you're taking a right. Yes.
Tell them in court. Take you.
Oh, I'm going to be in court. We're going to now. Me and you are going to have to take a couple days out of our life to go to a jury trial.
Do it on duty time.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's right. You just admitted it. It's revenue generation for you, but it's not for us. It's not for us though. That's what I'm saying. When you have a problem, all I'm saying, I'm informing you of a problem.
State citizen, you're innocent, you prove it guilty, you get to take.
That's right, but I'm informing you that there's a problem, and you know there's a problem. Apparently, y'all are sitting here. Apparently, y'all are sitting here. Well, you know, Hamilton thinks there's a problem too because he didn't like when the lady got tased.
That was a constable, not a sheriff.
I know, but he didn't like it when the constable did it. I know them all. I ran for constable.
God help us.
Well, it's America, like you said.
Cool.
Okay. God bless y'all, and I'm just doing this document. I was here to document what happened because I don't pay tickets because I'm out here a law-abiding citizen. I'm going to fight for my rights. Is what I'm going to do.
That's your right as the United States.
Now look right there. You see that?
This is talking to you.
No, but you see what I'm talking about.
What's he do?
He's giving another ticket. Another $100 and a kitty.
Look,
200. Oh, that's
200.
Nice. $200.
The ticket is
$200
actually
shot.
$254.
So every time
that's good.
y'all are making a lot of revenue for the county.
Revenue generation.
I know
good,
you
Lorraine.
You're making it for the county.
Lorraine, that's good.
Y'all make about $40,000 a year, but y'all bring in about $200,000. All right. I'm not trying to harass.
That's
I'm just
good,
trying to get my
Lorraine.
case down. Thank y'all.
Have a good day.
God
That's
bless.
it.
You have this problem a lot, and are y'all setting up a trap there? He wouldn't answer my question.
That we did go to the county commissioners, and they did fix the intersection. Now they're not giving out tickets there, so they've lost a lot of revenue generation for them.
Yeah,
simply,
but they're escalating the war on drugs, and they're getting tons. They're just.
I can only do so much, Jeff.
Well,
the whole point of this story
why?
is everybody needs to do a little bit.
Well, one of the points though that we made was, and I've said this about 3 or 4 times over 22 years of broadcasting, and at the time I believed that was really the case, and now I'm saying it again. I have never seen the government so aggressive.
They're aggressive, all right.
As they are right now. I mean, you've got they're bombing everywhere all over the world. They're escalating the war on drugs. They're flying spy drones over the skies.
Income tax. Did you happen to see 60 Minutes last
IRS
night?
is going after people.
Did you happen to see 60
I did
Minutes
not see
last
that.
night? 35% income tax on the corporations. That's why they're all going overseas.
Oh yeah, I know that.
And that's why we're going under.
Why were there 2 motorcycle cops at that one intersection?
Because there's enough work for them there. If you're giving 8 tickets away in 10 minutes that I got on tape, you can go watch the full video on YouTube, Mike Hansen Archives. And by the way, there's cops that go there and comment on that page all the time. They go there and comment, and you go to their page. You can go over to their page and comment. They just hate that we shut that revenue generation down. But I've been in court.
But they're getting it other places though. Lots of it.
It is cheaper to pay the ticket. $254 ticket. I've been to court like 5 times already. I mean, a waste of my time.
Yeah.
How much is your time worth sitting there all morning?
But that's
long?
what they're counting on. They're
Oh,
counting
they're
on people
counting
just
on that.
paying the
I'm
ticket.
counting on everybody taking their tickets. If you feel you're getting a raw deal,
even if you're not getting a raw deal, I think we need to take all these revenue generation tickets to court and fight them, tie their courts up,
That'll
tie
stop
them up, where these prosecutors will have to dismiss these cases. Let's go on to some real crimes that people are violating somebody's property or person.
Yeah, I
You know,
agree,
that's
yeah.
what they need to be working on instead of the revenue. You should see the let's make a deal at these courts. It looks like Monty Hall is risen from. He's not dead yet, but he's back on the show again. Let's make a deal. Remember that show?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like at these courtrooms in the morning before the judge walks in the room. I call it let's make a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, they all are making deals. You know,
And the courts are just making money.
that's it. It's
they're
a
just-
money-making racket,
Yeah.
and they ought to be stopped. They should be stopped.
You know, they're starting to wonder why, so many people are don't like the government. I mean, it's obvious.
Well, this is just a small part of what's
I
going
know
on.
that. Yeah, I know.
But
that.
I thought we'd bring it up to,
Well-
as a little story that anybody can, just for me going and filming that and going to the county commissioners, they've changed the intersection completely now, and they have not gave one ticket out. I did an Open Records Act, and they have not gave one ticket out since we changed that intersection. So I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think first of all, it's safer. Why wouldn't anybody want the intersection to be safer than what it was before? Why would you want the
There was
intersection?
one time that I saw I was in there myself. Mike walked out of court.
That was 15 years ago, Jeff.
He
That's
walked
what
out
I'm
of
talking
there,
about.
And I went outside to look for him, and there was like 6, 8 APD officers out looking for him.
After they
Can you believe? Just walked out right in front of the judge.
after they changed the intersection, are these 2 motorcycle cops there now?
Are they there now?
Yeah.
What do you mean, are they? No, absolutely not. They are not there. They've moved on to
more generation,
more generation
in different
and-
areas.
And here's the thing, Gary. There's a intersection at Southwest Boulevard. You know where that's at? And
No.
71,
I know what
where
71 is.
you can't get across. Anybody knows what I'm talking about? You can't go right or left. Why don't they go there and help those people take a right or left to get out? Go do something that helps people instead of trying to grab their paycheck next week.
Yeah.
Why don't they catch some criminals?
Well, I wonder who the real criminals are. Is what I'm starting to wonder.
Well, I'm not wondering. I'm telling you, it's
Even my own brother, which is fixing to retire
Hey.
from APD, thought this was wrong.
Hey,
he
Mike.
told me. Oh, and let me tell you what else happened.
There's a lot of
I gotta
soldiers,
tell
a
you
lot
what
of
else
military,
happened.
a lot of U.S. military soldiers too.
I got to tell
now
you what.
starting to say that what they're doing all over the Mid East is wrong.
Let me tell you what else this cop
Have
did,
you heard
Gary.
that? There's a lot of
Well, that's-
Before I leave, let me tell you what
been true for quite a
this
while.
cop did. The one that was stayed behind that said that I had the right to do this or whatever to film him, put him on. He went to McCain, which is the constable of that precinct. Richard McCain. We've had him on before. Well, he's the constable. He went and tried to get my handgun license taken away, saying I was dangerous because I had a camera. He called my brother, which is a cop.
Who did that?
The cop on the motorcycle.
The one who said, "Put me on,"
Yes.
but then he turns around and tries to.
I got his card.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. And
So he's real friendly on camera, but when as soon as the
but
camera turns off,
can
he tries
you
to keep your
believe
handgun
that he went and tried to get my handgun license
No, I don't
revoked?
know. You've never told me that before.
Oh yeah, and he told the jury, because I've already went to a jury trial on this, but it's in appeal right now. He told the jury that he thought I was going to do a Fort Hood massacre. That's what he told the jury. Of course, the whole thing's been thrown out. Now it's over in county court because of all these mistakes they made in the trial. But not the cop with the hood on, but the other cop over on the left, right there.
He's the one who gave you
The one on the other side over there.
I
That's
was gonna
him right
say,
there.
Mike.
That's him.
They were real friendly to you on camera. They were. So it's interesting that when they get off camera, they're a little bit different.
Well, they were so upset about
that camera is really powerful.
the camera's powerful. If people would use it wisely,
Mike's done incredible stuff. I've seen him holding cameras while police are swatting. Get that out of my face. And he just stands his ground.
I noticed they didn't do that. They figured out don't do that because that looks really bad when they do that. Put like hand up, and that's a big mistake.
Well, they
when
used to
you're
do it
dealing with
years
him,
ago.
it is.
Yeah, they used to do that.
But we have to remember that there's laws in other states that you cannot film cops now.
Yes.
So we're lucky that they haven't imposed that on us here in Texas.
Not yet.
Not yet.
That's something we got to stay alert to.
But I really think
that's
that
why they're afraid of us taking pictures of them.
I really think that we have a lot of power, even in our hands
I do
today.
too. I do too.
If we use it right. I used to
definitely
be.
seeing
I
public
used to be a
opinion.
lot more impulsive, and that got me in a lot of trouble. I'm trying to be more reserved. The older, we're old now, Jeff.
Yeah.
We're all in our 40s and 50s, right?
But don't be reserved.
So what I'm
we
saying,
we got plenty of reserved people. We got more than enough reserved people.
but what I'm saying is, I've made mistakes in the past where I've regretted it, and I try to calm down and look at the situation now with these cops, because if you don't watch it, you're going to be in the back seat of that car. I mean, no time at all. I've been there a lot of times. But I try to be nice to them, and I try to be respectful to them, and try to let them know I have a brother that's a cop. They like to hear that, They like to hear that you have relatives on the cops, because they have that brotherhood thing, going on. Yeah. But anyway, Jeff, that was my story, and I'm sticking with it. I'm innocent because of circumstances outside my capability.
Well, I'm glad you posted us. I wasn't some of those things.
And if I go to jail for it, I go to jail for it. But I am not paying the ticket.
One of Mike's classic lines is, do you remember the ASAP program? We essentially ended that program. Remember the ASAP?
Oh, they probably got it back in by now for
well,
the new
maybe.
generation.
What-
But for
It
our
was the,
generation,
assistant student program.
absent assistance.
Absent students assistance
program.
Absent students.
They want to assist
They
you
were
by
sent-
putting you in jail.
They were sending constables out to
Yeah.
Travis County to get to the parents about why their kids aren't in school. Well, Mike was down at the Travis County Commissioners, and all the news were there. And Mike had his son Justin in the
Which is 25 years old now, by the way.
Well, yeah, but and he made the comment. He says, "And there's my son right here. We took him out of school, and don't send your black ski mask thugs out to my place
Because the
the
gate will be locked." That's
Oh, it was so funny. Oh man,
that might
Let's
be
try-
that might
Let's
be
try.
John
Welcome,
Bush.
you're on Worldwide.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Okay. Is this 18's experience?
It is
No, it's
not
not.
the Jeff Davis show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
We're talking about police brutality and court brutality. Do you know anything?
I know a lot about that. I'm from California. Actually, I just came from. You guys are familiar with the Oscar Grant case?
The which
In
case?
San Francisco?
Oscar Grant, yeah, in out the BART station in Oakland.
Oakland. Yeah, right, Oakland.
You're actually calling from California?
No, actually, I'm calling from Atlanta, but I was there when that happened. I was
were?
in California at the time.
Well, I don't think everyone here is familiar with it. This is somebody who was shot by a police officer while he was down on the ground, right?
That's right. Yeah. And his hands were handcuffed behind his back.
Oh, there's no question that the police and the sheriffs, they're killing people across America. No question about it. Lots of people. War on drugs mainly. But
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, this topic. I could definitely, this topic right here, man. I mean, like I said, I see it every day.
Well,
and in fact, I don't know if you guys heard here in Atlanta, there was one guy. He was smart because, I don't want to. There was a guy, his brother, 2 years ago, who was shot by the police. So they're trying to say that he retaliated, but he was smart. And he had a standoff in the house. And people, they swore up and down that the police were going to kill him. He was smart. He got all his friends together in the house, and he called the news station so they wouldn't be able to shoot him, so they wouldn't be able to kill him.
yeah.
They knew if he didn't have nobody around, they would have killed him.
Well, you got a lot of that going on around here in Central Texas too, sir. This show documents many shootings and Austin Police Department. I think they've killed maybe 10, 12
I've
people.
lost count. Caller, what is your name?
Oh, I'm Black Son. I live in Atlanta.
And tell us about the Oscar Grant. You were actually there. Just kind of tell us briefly what you saw.
Okay, we were on the train, and they were calling backup. They had Oscar Grant and then two of his other friends. They had them sitting down with handcuffs behind their back, and then the police were calling in for backup. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I guess they're calling in for backup when they try to arrest somebody, I guess. So I thought that was just normal procedure. Next thing I know, they're arresting, they turning him over, and the cop, Johannes Mesley, said he thought he was pulling for a taser, and I don't even know why he would pull for a taser when he was already handcuffed. He was already handcuffed, and then he shot him.
Yeah.
So, and you actually saw this. I know that a lot of people took pictures of this. Did you, with their cell cameras?
They tried to get our cell phones. And luckily, the train closed, the door closed, and but they tried to confiscate everybody's cell phones. But, of course, the train doors closed. And so a lot of us, we managed to keep it on our phones. But what's so funny about it is that when we tried to take it to the major news, nobody tried to accept it. So we had to take it to, like, Amy Goodman from Democracy Now! Yes. We had to take it to a lot of independent media. The same independent media, they're trying to kill, what's his name, Julian Assange. That's that's the real media right there.
Right.
Yeah. Sir, do you have access? Are you watching us over the internet, or are you just calling randomly this number?
I usually watch you guys on the internet, but I was coming home from work, so I thought I'd just call in, But yeah, I am familiar with the show. I usually do watch it on the internet.
Okay, cool. Well, we're on Facebook. Just Facebook Jeff Davis Show.
Jeff Davis. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna lock it in. I'm definitely lock it in, man. 'Cause, yeah, you guys are talking about some real issues, man.
Oh, that's what we've been doing it for 20 years, sir. Police killings, police disappearance. Yeah, we're going to go to a break. Thanks a lot, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, that's from Atlanta, Georgia. Pretty interesting.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Talking about police corruption. Let me hold it just a minute. Hold up. Okay, this is legendary, and I'm gonna put him legendary. I think Alex Jones is a legendary figure. Definitely a radio superstar. And now that he's big and all over the place, he's been in Rolling Stone. I've seen him on ABC News Nightline. Rachel Maddow did a show, did some footage of him the other night. He's all over. Okay. So now this is a classic interview of just exactly what we're talking about. The interview was when about 1999, right, Mike? Okay. And they actually take a ride to Williamson County, Texas. And as a longtime radio show host, even up to that point, Alex has plenty of information here. And I'm hoping that the Texas State Legislature is watching, or at least one or two or some or all. Because it's just based upon everything that I've done over the last 22 years, there's no question that there's plenty of evil in Williamson County, Texas. And that's from the sheriff's deputy. You remember that Jimmy Fennell?
Yes, you've talked
Georgetown. Yeah, he just raped that woman and admitted it.
6 minutes. So.
Okay, but anyway, we're going to talk about Williamson County, or classic Alex Jones. Discussing Williamson County, Texas, the authorities in Williamson County, Texas. When we come back, we're going to talk about checkpoints because, briefly, both of you, Texas legislators talking about checkpoints, sobriety checkpoints on the roads. What's your thoughts, Gary T?
I'm against it because, it's the old thing about it, it gets that nose of the camel under the tent. And then what's next? Well, if we do this, well, why don't we just check this while we're at it?
That's right.
And that's the way it always happens.
Yeah, and Gary Johnson, what's your take?
I agree. And it violates the Fourth Amendment. You're supposed to get a warrant from a judge that specifically describes the place to be searched, the person to be searched, what they're searching for. They shouldn't be stopping you at random, period.
Perfect. Okay, so let's go with Alex Jones, and then we'll be back to talk about checkpoints here in Texas, which we all adamantly oppose. Here we go. Alex Jones.
South of Williamson County for, I guess, about 9-10 years, and I always heard the horror stories. And then I got to know some police officers that work in Williamson County because for a long time I lived in North Austin, right on the edge of Williamson County. And they talked about some of the abuses and how the police get away with a lot of corruption and how it's sponsored by the government and how they tried to stay out of it. And I still ignored it. But then, over the years as a radio talk show host in Austin, Texas, I have documented literally hundreds of cases of people with no criminal records who've done nothing wrong, literally serving time or getting years of probation with thousands of dollars of fines in the aggregate for things like not having their in-date insurance card in their car. We all do it. We have our old insurance card and it expires even though we were mailed a new one. Well, this in Williamson County can end up with hard jail time and thousands of dollars of fines along with the probation. I'm not kidding. We have the cases. And then a few months ago, that police officer that I'd known for 6-7 years told me, well, I'm leaving Williamson County. I'm going to another state to get another job. It's a better area. And I just want to tell you to be careful when you're in Williamson County because while I've been out on duty and on patrol and we stop off by a restaurant to eat, as police do late at night, he's heard several different police officers, Williamson County sheriff's deputies, talk about how they plan to pull myself or Mike Hansen over, my cameraman, the person getting this tape for a film he's making about the abuses of Williamson County. They say that they'll pull us over and can't wait to beat us up and throw us in jail. This isn't Mexico. This isn't Nazi Germany. This isn't Stalin Russia or Mao's China. This is right here in America. No, it's not even Havana, Cuba. The question is, who do the police serve now? Who do they think they serve? Well, they serve themselves and the power elite that keep them in their station in life. Police are supposed to be the servants of the people, the guardians of the public peace officers, not law enforcement officers that defend the entrenched bureaucracy. These bureaucrats in their ivory towers send their minions out to literally eat out our substance, just like the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and, of course, the Declaration of Independence states. They are now the servants of themselves and their masters, and they see us as second-class citizens that are supposed to be here at their beck and call and serve them. And I want to tell the police, the good ones and the bad ones, that it's time for you to cease your gang mentality, your, well, we can't tell on the brotherhood, the thin blue line. You should read your own gang handbooks where gang members won't tell on their other vatos or their other homies. That literally is gang mentality, gang psychology on a mass scale, and it's criminal. You are not above the law. And there's one more thing. If this police state succeeds, if it gets worse and worse into higher and higher degrees, you're going to have to live here in this country, this world. Your children and their children will grow up in this world. And the same abuses that you're engaging in against the population today will be brought to bear on you and your family when you're on vacation or traveling into another county. You don't want to live in a place like Mexico. You don't want to live in a place like Russia. So do the right thing. Stand up and be honorable. And stop feeling sorry for yourselves like you're under attack and everybody's against you and it's a thin blue line. If people are against you, it may be because you're doing something wrong. So it's time for the good police and the good leaders in the community and the people at large to stand up and root out the bad officers that are rapidly taking over the country, as well as Williamson County, right here in Central Texas. That's basically it. The police in Williamson County want to threaten me, want to threaten my family. I just say that's sad. That's pathetic. And that's wrong. I've done nothing wrong. I've stood up for people that have been abused. Mike Hansen has stood up for people that have been abused in Williamson County. And we're going to expose you. If you want to threaten us or threaten our safety or threaten our health or threaten our families or threaten us with jail, that's fine. We'll continue. And at the end of the day, we'll have honor. We'll defend our family names. We'll be good, decent Americans in the fine tradition of Patrick Henry and George Washington. As for you, you might want to hurriedly move to Mexico or Russia. You might be a lot happier there. And your intimidation doesn't work on me. It doesn't work on Mike Hansen. It doesn't work on the people in America. And we're rapidly waking up to this criminal system that's coming to full-born global fruition. That's in America. That's the choice. Police, that's the choice. Deliver this country into a hellhole, the arms of despotism, or do the right thing. The war has already begun. It's an information war. It's a war being fought right here in the human mind. Are we second-class citizens? Have we done something wrong? Why are there checkpoints in the roads? And the military now in Granger County, Tennessee, engaging in checkpoints? It's getting bad, and if we don't step up and stand up against it, it's going to get a lot worse. One more thing about Williamson County. I confronted Governor Bush because he's a member of Skull and Bones, an elitist society, and his father, of course, was director of the CIA and president and vice president and a lot of other things, and we know they've engaged in a lot of criminal activity. I simply asked Governor Bush at the end of his speech a simple question, and I was grabbed, I had my arm twisted behind my back, I was arrested. Well, at least that's what they said. They told me I was arrested. And then they drove me around for 45 minutes and then dumped me off on the side of the street at the county line, threw me out of the car, threw me out of the police car, took my handcuffs off, and left me there on the side of the road. Drove me around for 45 minutes, all the while telling me I was under arrest, arrested me, embarrassed me for asking a question. And then George Bush had the nerve, according to the local newspaper, the Round Rock Leader, that I had my free speech rights, and that that's what this country is about, so that fella could say that. After I was arrested, or detained, or kidnapped, or whatever they want to call it. So here in America, you ask a question, you're kidnapped by Williamson County constables, and then thrown out on the side of the road. Again, right here in America. I don't think that's a good indicator of our freedoms at this present date. That's not America. That's not America.
What's your feelings of Williamson County? Is it just revenue, Alex?
Williamson County is a giant revenue collection agency.
It's a giant revenue collection. Would you agree with that, Gary?
Oh, yeah. The evidence proves it.
Williamson County is a giant revenue collection agency. Would you agree with that, Gary?
Yes, of course. I don't think Williamson County is unique in that respect.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely. But I will say that now this show's gotten reports of abuse from like Hayes County and Harris County out in Houston. I've had reports that the people fake their own death and all kinds of, just outrageous stuff. But Williamson County, it's 2,000 to 3,000 different reports. Yes. Over the years from people, ranging from that, and that leads us to our next topic here. Word is that the Texas legislature is attempting to install sobriety checkpoints across Texas. Currently, they're illegal here in Texas. Now, I think that this would open up all of these counties. When this has happened in the past, like in Arizona, basically it just leads to a bunch of abuse on the population.
Right.
And here's some footage that we got, of a checkpoint. And can you imagine, given the authorities of Williamson County, as bad as they are now, the authority just to have checkpoints.
Traffic backed up for
plus
I was going to say
like 5 miles.
I mean, they'd just be taking people to jail randomly.
But first of all, before we even get to the abuse, if I've got somewhere to go, I don't want to spend an hour and waiting to go through some stupid checkpoint. I've got to get there. So that's the first thing right there. And as you say, Jeff, they're going to use that as an excuse to search your car, and they're going to suddenly find something even though there's nothing there. It's just an excuse to harass you, and if they don't like the way you look, well,
extort money out of you. Yeah, that's the way I see it. By the way, there's Gary Johnson's radio show, Rule of Law Radio. The lovely Deborah Stevens is managing that network, and your show is Sunday nights, 8 to 10 p.m. on 90.1 FM here in Central
Yes,
Texas.
yes.
And they can watch, of course, over the internet anywhere at ruleoflawradio.com.
Yes.
Sundays, 8 to 10. Gary Teague, you can Google Gary Teague for his impressive acting resume. What's it comes up? Explore Talent.
Yeah.
Explore Talent resume. And imdb.com. At least 200 projects now, probably. And going up to Dallas here in just a few hours. Joining us now is the lovely Lorraine Denardis.
Hello.
Lorraine, since he called in here last week, I got to tell you, Andy Larson, you have at least one super fan from this show. Andy Larson has told me. Remember, he called in last week
Yes,
from
Canada.
Toronto, yeah.
Yes.
He told me last time I saw him, he said that he called Lorraine cute, attractive. He would love to date her, and he also loves her bongo and guitar playing.
I haven't played the bongo and the guitar here for a while, but we're prime time now, so it's like different.
That's right.
I know. It's really appropriate for late night. You gotta lighten up the mood a little bit, and I thought that was great. But now, we're really supposed to be serious.
He
so.
loved it. So
Yeah.
so you have at least one super fan. I'm sure when he sees this.
We have much different political views, though.
Yeah, he's pretty much a neocon, and I'm trying to work with him on that. But yeah, he likes Sean Hannity no less, and who I just can't stand Sean Hannity. I mean, this is Sean Hannity. He's a guy that he never met a war he didn't like, whether it be war on terror, war on drugs, wars on any other lifestyles he doesn't like. And that's the standard, the Bill O'Reillys, they're all that way. So, yeah, and that's who Andy's getting his information
Now, I'm really not a neocon, and anything, I'm probably more of a left-leaning libertarian. So, and I always have been, and I think the Libertarian Party is kind of like that about me. Because, I think I am, kind of on there, but like I said before, if it's between the children and the corporations, I'm always going to choose the children. If we're going to make me choose sides, I'm going to choose the people.
So
I'm going to choose the children, and that's just
a
the
liberal
way I am.
libertarian.
A liberal libertarian.
Tell us about your take on this, the state of Texas wanting to install statewide sobriety checkpoints.
Well, that kind of would make me scared. I mean, driving down I-35, because I have to drive up I-35 to get here. I come from San Marcos, and traffic in Austin's bad enough as it is.
Yeah.
Why do we need checkpoints?
Well, they can get in there, and they can. You have your first. Oh, by the way, Pflugerville.
What are they checking for anyway?
Pflugerville. They just employed a policy. If you don't have proof of insurance when they pull you over, they're towing your car now. And what's interesting about it is the mayor, Jeff Coleman of Pflugerville, Texas, he's a State Farm insurance agent.
Yeah,
no less.
Alex was on the thing. He was talking about, years ago I got stopped and I had an old card, not the new card, and I went to the judge and I showed him I had the card, and she said, okay, dismissed. But I can't imagine your car being towed because you didn't have your current car insurance card. But you're saying that's happening in Pflugerville now?
Yes, if you don't have a proof of insurance, they tow your car. And like I said, the mayor, he's a insurance agent with State Farm.
They just tow it. They don't even do a check to see if you have insurance, because some people pay for their insurance, but they don't have the card in their glove department. That's really
the
scary.
point is, would we all agree that the governments at all levels they're really getting aggressive?
Yes.
The IRS is really coming after people now.
They're coming after me. I know Mike talked about it, but yeah, they're coming after me too.
The IRS?
Yes.
Why? What? Tell us about it.
Well, in 2006, I didn't get some of my tax reform returns. I worked at several places in 2006, and they didn't. Ironically, one of the places was the Democratic Party, and they didn't send me my IRS returns. And I thought, well, you know what? I don't owe any taxes anyway. I'll just forget about it. I'll let them keep the money. Matter of fact, they owed me money. I just will let them keep it. And in the next year, I claimed exemption, and I was under the false impression that I didn't, that income tax was against the law. It was in 2007, so I didn't pay my taxes, and that wasn't a good idea. But then I actually did owe some taxes that year. But then I got a bill, and they say I owe like $1,500 in taxes for that year that I didn't even owe tax. I didn't make any money that year. I made like between $15,000 and $20,000, and they say I owe about $1,000 in taxes because I didn't pay my taxes, and I paid into the system. What?
Did you ask them why? Where they came up with that figure?
Oh no, it's because I got fines for not paying the taxes.
Oh, jeez.
I got fines for
Are
not
you
filing
going through
a return.
that right now?
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry
that's
to
part
hear
of the
that.
reason why I want to go to Korea, so I can make some money to pay off the tax bill, and so they won't come like banging on my door and taking me off to jail. I don't want that either. So.
Well, so you would agree then the government's becoming very aggressive. I mean, like I said, we got spy drones flying over our
Come
Texas
on, I
sky.
made under $20,000. They owed me money, and now they're turning it around. If I want to fight this, I'm going to have to hire a lawyer. I'm going to spend a lot more money than it would be just to pay the bill. So I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah, that's what they're counting on.
Huh?
That's what they're counting on.
Yeah.
Folks, if you'd like to, we've got. Okay.
John Bush is calling in right now. There's a meeting on Wednesday for both the Fusion Center bill and the checkpoint bill at the Capitol.
Oh, really? Really?
Right, and I have them up on the Facebooks.
I need you to do the Facebook.
Okay, I'm going to be back there.
Okay. Thank you, Lorraine.
You're so good, Lorraine.
She is, isn't she? Welcome. Is this John?
Hello.
Hello. Is this John Bush?
This is John Bush.
Hey, John. This is Jeff Davis. You're on a live tele-webcast.
Hey, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing great. I read part of your Facebook posting, and we've been talking about the tyranny brought on by checkpoints in other states. Tell us about what's going on tomorrow at the state capitol.
Yeah, it's actually on Wednesday. There's going to be a committee hearing, and we're hoping people will show up. It starts at 7:30 in the morning. We're going to be supporting Senate Bill 1572, which is by Kirk Watson. It's a fusion center reform bill. It would prohibit fusion centers from collecting non-criminal information on political, religious, and social views, and it would prohibit them from collecting non-criminal biometric information as well. So they're not going to be able to get iris scans and facial recognition. Also, there's several checkpoint bills, from sobriety checkpoints to southbound checkpoints going into Mexico, and also driver's license and insurance checkpoints. So we want everybody to show up to the Capitol on Wednesday to shoot these bills down and to support Senate Bill 1572. And then on Tuesday, tomorrow, we're going to be showing up to the Capitol dressed up in Nazi uniforms, and we're going to be speaking in favor, and we're going to be marching in favor of these checkpoints to kind of send a message that those who support these bills are tyrants, really. So we want everybody to show up definitely on Wednesday to send a message that the people of Texas are opposed to these unconstitutional checkpoints.
I agree. We've been fighting checkpoints for the last 15 years. Can you imagine the Texas police will just be taking people to jail randomly?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Texas police will just be taking people to jail randomly.
Yeah, it's terrible. They keep trying to justify it, saying that it's random, so it's constitutional, but it's all just a load of BS. So the important thing is that people show up or people call. You can check out tagtexas.org, our website, tagtexas.org. We have the phone numbers and contact information for the committee. So it's absolutely terrible. It's obviously unconstitutional, but it's going to be up to us to send them the message that we don't want to have it, because unfortunately they're just bowing down to the Department of Public Safety as usual.
Yeah. Before I let you go, John, what's your take on the American military involved in acts of war in Libya based upon a United Nations resolution?
It's a total crock. It's unconstitutional. It's against the Constitution. The Congress is the only one that can declare war. We haven't declared war since World War II. It's a big fraud, and we're opposed to it, definitely.
Yeah, well said, Gary.
How far is this fusion limit bill going? It's reaching a committee, so it must be making some progress.
Yeah, it's definitely making some progress. Hopefully it will pass the Senate committee. There's already a bill, a fusion center reform bill, in the House side as well. So we're hoping that with enough support we'll be able to overcome the DPS power that's trying to push back on our bill.
Oh, so they're opposing it.
So they're opposing it at this particular point, but we hope we can overcome their influence by grassroots support.
Go ahead, Gary.
John, do we know what kind of activities the fusion centers actually do right now?
Yeah, in Texas they've already engaged in keeping records and tabs on peaceful, constitutionally protected activity. A lot of them, they try to break up drug gangs. They try to go after drug cartels as well. But at the same time, they're keeping tabs on peaceful, constitutionally protected activity for protesters, dissenters. And it's got to stop.
I've heard also that they have a lot of federal agencies that are in those buildings as well.
Yes, they are using FBI, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Justice, even CIA is linked in with the fusion center system.
DEA as well.
DEA is definitely involved.
Yeah, that's corruption then right off the bat then.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, guys, well, thanks for having me. I got to run. We're actually here at a Texans for Accountable Government meeting, and people are yelling at me to get off the phone.
Okay, thanks for calling in, John.
Thank you, John.
All right.
Okay, folks, what do you all think? Pretty good lively show.
Yes, indeed.
Let's try this one. Welcome. You're on Worldwide. Yeah. So I maintain that the government is as aggressive now as I've ever seen it. Would you agree with that?
I think they're going to get more aggressive because I think we're going to be entering in the near future a very difficult time economically. The dollar is about to collapse because of the inflation, and you ain't seen nothing yet. They're going to become very desperate.
You think so?
Yes.
Well, hopefully we'll still have a voice with the shows like this, the internet, and everything. What we have now to be able to speak out again. Yes. What do you think, Gary? Do you think they're more aggressive now than ever you've seen it?
Oh, definitely, and I agree with Gary. I think they're going to become more aggressive as the shortages now and the budgets of different. Well, practically all the states.
Right.
And with that happening, I definitely see a real surge in a power grab.
Needing more money and
revenue
coming
generation.
after revenue generation. Yeah. By the way, folks, there's Mike Hansen and my son. Hello. By the way, April the 19th. There's Lorraine. Hello, Lorraine. April the 19th. We have a bus, 15-passenger bus, going up to Waco, Texas, for the 18th memorial service for the massacre in Waco, Texas. And for more information, if you'd like to if you're interested in joining us, 512-292-0070. And also the Bakehouse. Mike, you're going to the Bakehouse after the show, coming up here at 9:30 to 11:30. The Bakehouse restaurant after show get together
on Manchac.
On Manchac, right? There's the Waco memorial, and
well,
there it is. Yeah, there it is, folks. And it's a great time up there, and so we're doing that on the April 19th.
Okay. So go to tagtexas.org.
Yes.
Explore Texas talent. ExploreTalent.com.
Yeah.
And be sure and watch Gary Teague on Good Christian Bitches.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Good luck tomorrow, Gary.
Oh, thank you, Jeff.
I hope you tear them up. See you next week, folks. Love you. Bye. Good job, everybody. Great job.